Invite you to close your eyes now and to take some deep breaths up and down your spine, opening up a passageway for more light, more conscious breath to move up and down from root to crown and from crown to root. And today we're going on a journey to find your inner temple. And so you start off on a very familiar path, walking deep, deep into your inner landscape. And you can feel your heart and your third eye, they know where to go. They know where your inner temple is. And so you allow your heart and your third eye to lead you to your inner temple. Many, many miles you walk, and you shed layers of everything that's happened today and just let go of all your cares and worries as you get closer to your inner temple. And you come into a very familiar landscape now, and you know that your temple is very close, and your heart is pounding a little bit. And there it is, your inner temple. What does it look like? It has your name engraved on the front gate or door. And there is a gatekeeper who stands guard at your inner temple at all times. And as you enter, the gatekeeper says something to you. What is that? And you go in, and there is a great courtyard where, if you would like, you can change into some sacred clothing and then enter deeper into your inner temple. You enter a great hall, and you notice that there are 3 doors off of this hall. One says contemplation, the other devotion, and the third door says ritual. And today you're going to explore all the different kinds of contemplations, devotions, and rituals that you have done over this life and many lifetimes. And so you enter the door that says contemplation, and you enter, and there in this great room, you see many different things, books, scriptures, maybe manuscripts, maybe diagrams, spiritual diagrams that you've been contemplating over time. Take some time now and really look at these books or diagrams or different things that you have contemplated over the years. What sort of contemplation brings you joy? What do you enjoy? What brings you pleasure to help establish your spiritual practice? So spend some time now and look around and see what attracts you in this room of contemplation. Perhaps areas of study that you have enjoyed in your life. It could be astrology, it could be the tree of life, it could be any kind of esoteric studies that you have engaged in. What draws your passion? And choose some things to contemplate now. What helps you to go deeply inward and to contemplate your spirit? And now spend some time considering what are the thought patterns that you have that keep you from spirit. Do you have old thoughts that need to be released, that no longer serve you? There is an alchemical cauldron in this chamber, in this room of contemplation. And whenever you think of an old thought, throw it into the alchemical cauldron and let it transmute. Let it go. The thoughts that no longer serve you, or the beliefs about yourself that turn into thoughts, throw them into the alchemical cauldron and watch them transmute. Get them out of your system. And now, what area of spiritual study, contemplation, would be healthy for you to replace those old thoughts? When you shift your thinking mind up to the spirit level, you start to see and experience your divine intelligence. That you can think spiritual thoughts and read spiritual texts and contemplate spiritual things, which then replace those old thought patterns, and you exercise your divine intelligence. Make a commitment to yourself now that any and every time you notice a negative thought, a thought that is not of spirit, that you will shift your attention to spiritual thoughts. Imagine your life when you allow yourself to evaluate from your spiritual perspective. What would my spirit think in this situation? And apply your divine intelligence. So make a commitment now that you will let go of those old thought patterns and replace them with spiritual thought patterns. A way to think about yourself that uplifts your entire being. So you can come back to this contemplation room anytime and choose some juicy things to contemplate that uplift your spirit. It's time now to leave this room of contemplation, and so you walk back out to the central hall. And there you see the door of devotion. And you go through this door and you are in another beautiful chamber of devotion. look around and see what's in this particular room. It's devotional practices that you have done many lifetimes. Music, maybe playing music or singing, listening to a beautiful choir, having beautiful music played, anything that opens your heart of devotion. And remind yourself of practices that you've done in the past that have really brought you joy and inner peace and have opened your heart. Spiritual practices that could be dancing, singing, chanting. What opens your heart of spirit? And deepens your feelings of spirit. Maybe you've done devotional practices with others. Maybe you've done them solo. Whatever brings you joy. And just sit in that feeling when your spirit is expanded, your spiritual feelings open, your heart opens, and everything feels that all is well. Everything feels okay. And you notice that there is another alchemical cauldron here. And consider any ways that you have been feeling badly about yourself. Those negative feelings that just kind of creep up sometimes. And then suddenly you're in a bad mood or you're feeling down. And it's connected to negative feelings about yourself. Wherever those come from, if you're ready and willing, get them out of your system and put them in the alchemical cauldron and watch them transmute. All those emotions that turn into negative feelings, throw them in the cauldron, get them out of your system. Then return to your spiritual devotional heart. And are there activities in your life that you would like to add to your spiritual practices so that you feel your devotional room is filled with exactly what is needed to feel good about yourself, to feel connected to spirit? What can you do devotionally to add to your spiritual practice? Make a commitment to yourself that this is important to open your spiritual heart and to feel good about yourself. Knowing that you can return to this hall of devotion anytime, you now take your leave and you walk back into the hall and you see the door that says ritual. You go through and there are many different objects that you have done in the past that have created ritual. It could be lighting a candle. It could be dancing. It could be doing some kind of a spiritual ritual that really is meaningful to you. What do you notice there in your ritual room that has meant something to you in the past? Maybe putting on different clothing. Maybe doing ritual in a group. What kinds of ritual now could be very special for your spiritual practice. You notice an alchemical cauldron in this room of action and ritual, and you consider any negative actions that you take against yourself, actions of harm or actions that are addictive or actions that really aren't very good for you. And if you're ready and willing, choose to stop those actions and put those actions into the alchemical cauldron. And free yourself, liberate yourself of old actions that bring you down, and commit yourself to replacing those old negative actions and behaviors into positive, spiritual, life-giving actions and rituals. And feel how good it feels when you let go of negative behaviors towards yourself and you replace them with beautiful, life-giving, spiritual behaviors. Knowing again that you can return to this room of ritual to get some creative ideas. You take your leave and you come back into the Great Hall. And you think about the spiritual contemplations, devotions, and rituals that you're now ready to put in place. And imagine that you do that now. You're actually doing the contemplations, devotions, and rituals. And as you do this in your inner temple, you are laying down a beautiful foundation to strengthen your inner temple. And as you do this, imagine that your guides, your spirit guides, are now entering into this hall, and they are creating a circle around you. And they are beaming love and admiration and approval and so much light, and you can feel them supporting you. And they enter the dance as well. They enter into the contemplations, devotions, and ritual with you. This is your spiritual family. Feel their support. Feel the light is filling your temple. Every aspect of your temple is coming to life, filling with light. And the guides come now and surround you as you allow them to touch you and hug you and lay their hands on you. And receive now a transmission from your guides. And just breathe and feel their light transmission to you now. As you upgrade your system, your DNA, so that you have more access to your spirit and to your inner temple. Breathe as you receive this light into every cell. Receive their transmission of love, strength, creativity. Every day as you commit to your spiritual practices, you strengthen your spirit. And as your healing comes to an end, you bow and you thank your guides. And you take your leave, again, knowing that you can return to your inner temple anytime. And you leave, and your gatekeeper says something to you as you leave. And as you walk through your inner landscape, imagine your life now, seeing your life, living your life from spirit. How will I think differently? How will I feel differently? And how will I act from my spirit every moment of every day? So feel your confidence as you walk back to your everyday real life, that you can lay this foundation and be much more conscious of living your life from your spirit's perspective. Say yes. This is an absolute possibility for you when you remember to see life from your spirit's perspective. So come back to your body now, wherever you're sitting, and take a few deep breaths. Coming back to your heart, your center, and then gently, when you're ready, opening your eyes.